Hi everyone, how's it going? And welcome to episode 7 of DeeDee's Voice. Today's episode is going to be titled Life Requires Effort, because at the end of the day it does. If you have someone in mind that you really like, you have to put in effort. You have to be intentional. And the thing is, I'm not only talking about romantic relationships. This can be with relatives, with family, at your workplace. This can also be in friendships. And the thing is, as time goes on, due to experiences, due to upbringing, due to values, principles, and other things that you've instilled and developed over an amount of time, you're going to actually understand what effort looks like to you and what effort means to you. Sometimes people will give you stuff and expect you to just accept what they're giving simply because that's what they're able to give, or that's what they're willing to give. Willingness and capacity, they're two different things. Someone may not have the capacity and they may be giving you everything that they can give you. Some people may be able to do more, but they just choose not to, and that's fine. In my view, and something that I've experienced, I would say over the last year and a bit, is the idea of reminding myself what effort means to me in my own life. Let's start from there. So sometimes you can go through life and you can actually hit rock bottom, and your rock bottom can be your time for you to actually wake up and change things about yourself. So I put on quite a bit of weight. Now the thing is, I've never been small. For most of my adult life, I would say I have been plus size, but I have been smaller. But then I just put on a lot of weight, long story short. And over the last year, I would say I've been more intentional about working harder at the gym, going for my walks, because that's helped a lot, and also portion control and changing what I've been eating. And also moving out did help for me to be disciplined, and obviously when you move out and change things, you know, your finances change rapidly. You're going to kind of be a bit more cautious about what you're spending your money on, and you just want to be better and be the better version of yourself and work towards that. So I did, and I've lost over 10 kilos. I've been able to keep it off the last year, but it's really made me require myself to put in the work and also put in effort. When I go out, when I meet new people, when I interact with people, when I see things online, I'm just like, wow, what excellence. People actually put in the time to making people feel special. People put in the time to make sure that their business or the product that they offer is really, really good quality. People invest time in their craft. People invest time in the hours that they put in. People spend time taking walks, whatever they need to do to try all things out to make sure that their life, when they look back, is something that they're actually proud of. And so sometimes I do feel like that if you're someone who puts in effort, if you're someone who requires a certain level of detail, if you're someone who makes it a point to make people feel good, if you're someone who doesn't take people for granted or tries as much not to do that, it pays and it helps to surround yourself around people who also do not do that. People who can give grace, but people who can understand when it feels like you don't feel good when people are not doing the same thing. And I also do find it a little bit insulting when people just behave anyhow. Like anyhow meaning, oh, Diane can just accept that, that's okay. Or like kind of trying to force this thing where it's like, I need to accept what I'm being given by someone when I know that they are not doing more, they're not putting in the effort, and they don't care for me that much, you know. And sometimes some people, believe it or not, they are doing what they believe is great. Even when you communicate, these are my standards and this is what I want, people will still find ways to kind of go beyond that, not in a good way. They'll kind of still push your boundaries because that's what they want to do. And in this day and age where people can be selfish, when people can be self-centered, really take your time to be likable. Likability is going to be a whole nother video, because likability will take you far and get you into rooms that you feel like you may not have merited otherwise. In community, it makes a difference. At weddings, at birthdays, you know, when it's really important, you can see the difference. And the thing is, whilst, you know, things are expensive, community is another topic in itself. Community is expensive. It is not cheap. So when you're thinking about certain things, thinking about who to invest time in, when you spot someone who's quality, don't just latch onto them because of what they can do for you. Be ready to also put in that work, because people are picky and they're choosy with who gets their time, with who has access to them, with who deserves a seat at their table. Because in this day and age, whilst people, you know, are very occupied with money because everything is expensive nowadays. People are investing with their time, with their money, with their energy, and putting in effort. And even when it comes to your life, I made a decision about my weight and my health. I recognized that there were differences and things that I needed to put in to make my life better, that will enable me to stand better for longer periods of time when it comes to my supper clubs or other things I want to do. That helps me think better, that helps me sleep better. Whatever the case may be, it requires effort. And so when you see people who have attention to detail, when you see people who are making changes in their life, when you see people who are choosing who deserves to stay in their life and who maybe shouldn't, they have come from a place that has required them to master certain skills. Life requires effort. Wherever it is you want to go, whatever goals you want to reach, no matter how long it may take you, start off with quality and putting your best foot forward. When it comes to it, what are people going to say about you at work when push comes to shove? What are people going to say about you when it comes to friendship? Can people vouch for you? Will people want to actually sacrifice for you? Will people see you and be like, you know what, this person, I need to treat her with such caution, I need to be respectful to her? And let me tell you something, even if there are people who take advantage, or even if there are people who don't like you that much, surround yourself with people who are similar to you in terms of how you carry yourself, in terms of what you think is important, in terms of how much of a perfectionist you actually strive to be, and then take it from there. And then assess your life every now and again. And also, whilst we're out here trying to be good and great for people and putting in effort to others, make sure you do not miss out. Make sure you put effort into yourself and invest into yourself. When you invest into yourself in a good, in a positive way, when you identify your issues and you want to actually be better, in my view, and from what I've seen, it's never something that goes out of fashion, and it's never something that I would say that you miss out on. Let me know what your thoughts are in the comments below, and see you again in episode 8.